Happy Pride, everybody.
Is Pride over?
Oh. No, it goes on for 3 months. Just mark it on your calendars. It does. Now it goes on for 3 months. Hello, everybody. Welcome to If These Walls Could Talk. I'm Wendy Stuart.
And I'm Tym Moss.
And we are still on our Pride high.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
What? It was such, you know what? I don't know why it was so amazing this year, but just
I agree.
Like everything. I was on the float with the Imperial Court, and Tim was arriving. He was waving to me from the street. You were the only one. You know, you always stand out in a crowd, Tim. I saw you. All these other people were saying to me, Wendy, we were screaming at you. And I'm making a nationwide apology here. We had DJ music on the floor. The crowd was making tons of noise. There was dancers. And you all know I don't hear that well because I've been living with a parrot for 45 years. It's in my ears. So for those of you who are screaming, Wendy, I didn't hear you. So thank you for those of you who texted me. I love that you were all there. Thank you for your support. It was just so much fun.
Oh, wow. Yes, it was. Well, I think it's just that we've just been through so much this past year and a half, and just everybody getting together and just celebrating and being joy. It just felt so good.
It was like an incredible release, and a shout out to my girlfriends Helen and Paro, my beautiful girlfriends from Colombia. And I had to mention that because we're going to link into that later with our guest. But they have an apartment that overlooks the march route. So they always have the rainbow flag and the Colombian flag. And
yes, and I usually get a shout out from them and wave as we're finishing.
Right, you know? Exactly. And I went there. I always go there after for a couple of cocktails, and they scream out the window. I love that they do that. They scream out the window to the police, and sometimes they get really good pictures. You know, I'm going to say it. The police were really wonderful this year. And respectful. And in the beginning, before the march even took off, we were all getting assembled on the Imperial Court float, and all of a sudden this really good-looking young cop is standing on the float with one of those canine terrorist dogs. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. And we had all our bags and stuff on there. I'm like, is he going to send this bomb-sniffing dog through our drag attire? And he's like, oh, I'm here for a picture. Do you mind if we pose for a picture? It was so great. And then he was in for a few, but then he left the dog posed in front of us, and we got to pose with the dog. You know what? Everything was great. And then, of course, a shout out to the Dream Hotel. Really outdid themselves this year. It was crowded, but not so crazy crowded that you couldn't have a good time. And they released a ton of complimentary tickets, of which I was lucky to get some. So were my other friends. We had great dancing. A lot of our photographer friends were there. It was so wonderful. And then I capped off the evening at Dallas Barbecue. Yes, this was such a great New York day, right? It doesn't get any better than
Absolutely. Well, I had quite a week. The week before, I had performed in the Bronx LGBT Expo, which was so much fun. Then this last week, at Stonewall, they were having, and I got to see our friend Chauncey Dandridge there.
Of course.
He was DJing. It was AbFab, absolutely fabulous.
That's great.
It was a party for their movie, but I didn't get to stay for the movie because I had to leave and go over to the townhouse over on the east side. I was doing a Wendy event hopping.
Right.
And had to go over to my friend Tony Simone, who was a New York State assemblyman. He was having a fundraiser. So I went over there and this was all during Pride Week. And then I went to Harlem Pride on Saturday in the pouring rain. And that was amazing. I got to see a lot of friends there. And then New York City Pride on Sunday, I had a press pass. So I started the morning off early with the press conference for all of the grand marshals. So I got to see some friends of mine like Peppermint and Dominic Jackson. And I met Bowen Yang from Saturday Night Live.
What about our mayor, Mayor Mandani? What about our mayor?
I was a few inches from him, and didn't get a chance, and I couldn't. Yeah, but anyway, that was another story. So then I left there to go over to the lineup, because I march. It's ahead of the actual Pride parade,
right?
March with all of the politicians.
The
And I always,
city politicians are always in the head of it.
yes, they always lead it all. Yeah.
And then we have dykes on bikes.
Yes, and that starts the actual march. But so I got to see like Eric Botcher, my buddy who's a state senator. Tony Simone was there. Oh my goodness, the governor was there. Tish James, who I haven't seen in a long time. It was nice to see her. The state controller, Tom DiNapoli, Mark Levine.
These are all our politicians in New York.
Brad Hoylman Segal, who's the Manhattan Borough president, whom I adore. It was just so fun seeing everybody. Great. And just as I was walking by, Mayor Mamdani got out of his car to start marching. And I went over to see him, but his security wouldn't let. I was like, Mayor,
Mayor. Let me at him. I know he's going to make the rent freeze come through, and he did. Yes. It was just. So then after we marched, I circled back, and that's when I saw you on the float. I was heading over to my friend, to their party. They were having a party because they live in a high rise, like my girlfriend's do.
And it was fabulous. And I went over there, and then I left there a little early to go over to the grandstand because I announced.
You were doing right. I remember when you, me, and
I had a ball. It was 3 years ago.
You did that. So much fun, because especially at the end of the march, that's when like everybody really needs the boost.
Yes, exactly.
Shouting out jokes to them and announcing them and doing it all.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was so incredible, and onward and upward, right? We're rolling now into the 4th of July. I know I'm going to be at a big party, barbecues, our 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And you know what? I link it back into the Pride March. That's what being an American is all about. It's coming together. It's boosting each other up and supporting everybody. So, and that is why, the guest we have today, from a very young age, she knew that she could make a difference. And she's going to tell you about all her wild and crazy adventures. But I was lucky enough to meet her at the Explorers Club, which, by the way, has some of the most interesting, fabulous, and crazy women that are all over the world. We have 3,800 members, but, the women are really movers and shakers. And when I met her, she was just getting started in her new company, which she's going to tell you about. Okay. And I watched her build it. And she's just such an inspiration. She has traveled to the Panatel. She has traveled to Colombia and cavorted with hummingbirds. She has been out there when they were tracking and collaring wild African painted dogs. I know, which I'm madly in love with, even though they're horribly vicious, but I try not to think about. But you know what? I can't say anything more about her because she's going to tell you about herself. Please welcome Roberta Kravette from Destination Wildlife.
Yay, Roberta.
A little studio. Okay, are we all here? We all are here.
Hi, sweetie. How are you, Roberta?
I'm great, thanks, Tim. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
I love streaming. It's just like so surreal. It's like it's like playing like dress up or something. It's like, oh look, we're on TV, but not really. So thank you, first of all, so much. I've been dying to get you on the show.
I know, and it's an honor. It's a real honor.
Thank you. And Tim knows, and a lot of you who watch, we do have a lot of celebrities, performers on the show, but I'm sure you all noticed I roll in a lot of Explorers Club people. And the reason for
which
that
I love.
Right. Timla, and in our world, in the world of human beings, some of the most interesting people in the world that are making a difference in the world are explorers.
Absolutely.
Yes, like you.
Well,
you are an explorer.
And like you, and we met around the same time. We joined the Explorers Club around the same time, and you were just starting your business.
I was. It was just
you grew
an idea.
It was an idea.
It was an idea.
Wow.
It was an idea. Yeah.
So let's start with Destination Wildlife and what you do, and then we're going to roll back to like the history of Roberta Kravette.
So tell us about Destination Wildlife.
So Destination Wildlife raises money for conservation mission nonprofits.
a lot of these folks are local people, like the Grassland Bird Trust in New York. They're small, they're local, they're doing outsized work, saving grasslands, which impact absolutely on our water supply and climate change. The Wolf Conservation Center, which is all about saving wolves, red wolves, Mexican gray wolves, all over the country.
Yeah,
So
they're
many of these.
endangered.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. New York Marine Rescue Center, which saves turtles and porpoises and things like that. These people are doing unbelievable work, and they all struggle from lack of money and a lot of times lack of recognition.
Well, lack of money and lack of recognition. And I don't have to tell our audience now more than ever, so many people had funding pulled. So because things like conservation and climate change don't exist in some people's minds. So you're doing amazing work.
So now, how what is the source of your funding? Like, how do you?
The fun stuff.
So we take people on wonderful wildlife adventures, and 10% of their ticket price goes directly to the nonprofit in their name. So they get credit for it, and that makes them a little bit more connected.
Of course.
While we're at the destination, all the destinations have some kind of hook with the organization that we're supporting, like the Grassland Bird Trust. We go and we watch birds all over the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, we talk about migration and things like that, and how a lot of these birds that we're seeing in New York, winter in Colombia, winter in Argentina, they're from all over the world. We're all connected.
Roberta is really a bird stalker. Okay, I'm going to come out and say wherever they're migrating, she seems to have a trip to. Just saying.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. But I love the mammals too. I really love the mammals. There's something about seeing a wolf in the wild, or seeing a leopard or a jaguar.
Oh my goodness!
In the wild, that just it grabs your heart and doesn't let go. Once you've seen them living their lives in peace,
never forget.
You never forget. It changes.
Well, just the beauty and the balance of nature and just all of that. Wow.
Yep. So Roberta, what I think though is really important about your company, because we all hear that word ecotourism. It's used all over the place. And you find yourself with 35 people and a bunch of Jeeps in Africa lined up looking at animals. Roberta's trips are small groups, and they're working also locally when they get there. So this is where it's really wonderful. It's helping the local people. She's got researchers, she's got scientists, she's got conservationists, and a big part of what you do, it's like you can't find her half the time because she's always having to meet with somebody to set something up, because this is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. For example, you want to go to Africa for a safari. It's wonderful. You're going to see a nice elephant. You're going to see
a nice
lion.
Elephant. There's a nice elephant over there. It's such a nice one.
But we went not only for a full safari, but we went to see African painted dogs. African painted dogs used to be across the entire continent.
Right.
Now there are a couple of thousand in little spaces.
Oh no.
They are on the verge of extinction.
Yeah.
And there are people who are studying them and trying to preserve them and keep them from being extirpated from more of their territory.
So what is
the cause of their possible extinction? Is it poaching or?
In this case, it's poaching.
Yeah.
In this case.
For the fur or the?
It's not even for the fur.
Medicinal purposes sometimes.
Sometimes medicinal purposes.
That they believe.
People kill things for different reasons. They kill elephants for the ivory. They kill the ungulates and a lot of in different places, monkeys and stuff.
Gorillas for meat, bush meat, we call it,
for
bush
medicine.
Meat. Yeah.
African painted dogs have been extirpated because a lot of the cultures in Africa are herding cultures, and the African painted dogs will take a goat, will take this every once in a while.
Okay.
And they go out and instead of
bringing those goats in at night. No, they let the goats go and then they kill the entire pack of dogs.
Oh,
But a lot of this is
wow.
education.
A lot of it is education.
Yeah.
Things are changing, but the dogs, the population is so small that it's really, really hard
It's hard
to get them going.
You know, I can reference our friend in Namibia, Lori Marka, the Cheetah Foundation. She trained these Anatolian shepherds to work with the farmers' herds. Okay, the Anatolian Shepherd is a huge dog, a very beautiful dog with very strong urine smell. So she didn't want the farmers shooting the cheetahs who were killing their livestock. And what Roberta said, they're just going to kill them. There's no reasoning.
Right. If you don't take precautions, right.
But you know what? You can't take care of the animals unless you take care of the people. We both believe so strongly.
You've got to take care of the people.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, we went to Africa. We saw everything you could possibly see. We saw the Big Five. We saw everything. But we also worked with people who were collaring and monitoring the African painted dogs. So the money, 10% of that money went to Wolf Conservation Center here in South Salem for their work in America. Part of the money goes right to Africa to help African painted dogs. And they were also working on leopards.
Wow.
And that's what we do.
Wow.
With the idea of taking care of the people first, we're going to Uganda in 2 weeks.
They are, and I wanted to go. 2 weeks.
And that money is going to go to an organization that helps people stay healthy. The people in the villages stay healthy because healthy villagers mean healthy primates.
Right.
Yes.
The diseases cross over.
Wow.
Very, very quickly.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, and especially
Conservation Through Public Health is the name of the organization.
Yeah.
And they are absolutely amazing.
Can you share what's going to happen? Because you're doing the gorillas, and also aren't you doing the golden?
There's 14 different primates that we are hoping to see. You know, with wildlife, I don't promise a person that they're going to see a pigeon in Central Park.
Right.
Wildlife is wild. You don't know what's going to show up or not.
You know a pigeon is going to show up.
Well,
you hope. Come.
We are going to be looking.
Now you mentioned. I want to rewind a little bit. You mentioned, what was it, the top five or the five big one, or what is it?
Yeah, they call them the Big Five.
The Big Five. So tell me what the Big Five are. I'm guessing the nice elephants.
Nice elephants. Yes, we don't deal with not nice elephants. It's only nice elephants.
They're nice, the ones through Destination Wildlife.
Very nice elephants. Elephants, rhino, buffalo,
Lion,
and leopard.
Yeah, leopard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I confuse leopard with cheetah all the time. I'm just saying.
Leopards are much, much bigger. And when you see them close together, which you don't see them close together because they don't like each other.
Right.
You're right. The leopard is much bigger.
The leopard is
bigger bones.
And it's a powerful thing. It's a solid thing. Where a cheetah is very fluid.
They're very fluid, very
and kind of long and lean and
long, lean fighting machines.
And can run.
Running machines.
Long, lean.
Yeah, they can run.
Machines.
It's the second fastest animal on the planet.
What's the first?
You're not going to believe this. Pronghorn sheep.
Go on.
Oh.
But I've seen them going up the mountain. They're low and slow.
They're low and slow when they're not running. Pronghorn sheep are the fastest.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's because when everything was put together, when the continents were together, we had cheetah here, and that was their primary prey. And so pronghorn sheep.
I'm learning.
They
had to learn to run faster than a cheetah to survive. Wow.
And the pronghorn sheep have the big things on their head. They have antlers.
Those are not. Those are not pronghorn sheep. Those are bighorn sheep.
Bighorn. I had my horns confused.
You had your horns confused.
When that happens, I'm learning so much with you here today. I just want to jump back to the painted dogs because they're a sweet spot for me. They're incredibly beautiful. You got to observe the tracking
Yes.
collars.
Yes.
What was the process? Did they have to dart them? Like what did they do?
Well, first you have to find them. It's
Okay.
not easy to find them.
You saw
They
so many
are-
though.
We saw so many. We
saw
were
so
very,
many.
very lucky, but that's because we have a fabulous guide. You know,
Right.
we use very special people. There's always somebody on the ground. When you go with Destination Wildlife, you always get a leader, somebody from my company, me or somebody else, always from my company, who is hopefully knowledgeable, will take care of everybody.
Mhm.
But you get the best person we can possibly get on the ground. And in Africa, we use a gentleman named Mark Cronje, who is
shout
a
out.
naturalist. Yes, he is a naturalist. And he comes from a conservation background. His father ran a chimpanzee rescue, one of the first. on the
Wow.
continent.
Amazing.
And yeah, so he grew up in
So-
conservation.
So he grew up with an appreciation for wildlife and
An appreciation for wildlife. He really understands the wildlife. And we were able, it took us a few days to find the first pack. And we found them. And they are fabulous. These dogs
They're so
have to
beautiful.
live together. They cannot live alone. They cannot
They're pack
survive
animals.
alone. They're pack animals.
Uh-huh.
And they hunt together. They raise each other's children. All the
Wow.
kids are raised
So
together.
they're very communal. That's
Oh,
wonderful.
yeah, very communal.
Uh-huh.
Everybody feeds the mother, you know, and then when the mother gets sick and tired, as you do when you have a lot of kids,
Right.
Mhm.
and she wants to get back on the hunt, you know, remember who she is. She
Right.
wants to run.
Yeah, yeah.
Babysitters come and babysit.
Boy, do they have it
those
figured out.
kids.
So great.
I love
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there are other wild African dogs in the pack. Are they male or female, or they could be either?
Can be either.
Isn't that interesting?
And it's
Wow,
really
they
funny.
take
You
care of
can
their
tell
own.
when they're male because they all have this kind of, oh God, here it goes again. Look, very, very funny.
Now the babies are born. They're in dens.
The babies
Yeah.
are born in dens.
In dens,
Yeah.
like foxes.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah. Or wolves.
Uh-huh.
or wolves.
Yeah.
So with this tracking, with getting these collars on them, did they dart them? Is that what they do?
Yeah. You have to
'Cause they're
they have to be
vicious.
darted. They're not vicious.
They're not.
They have a very vicious reputation.
Yeah,
and it's
that's-
because of the way they hunt. They've
Oh,
got
I see.
jaws. And most of your predators, like a wolf has strong jaws.
Right.
Lions have very strong jaws. Leopard have the strongest jaws. Leopard or
Yeah, you look at the bone
yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
or jaguar have the strongest jaws. I forget which, but African painted dogs have very weak jaws,
Wow.
and they're not
knew?
as big as you think. They're smaller than a wolf. They're kind of, they're thin and very thin legs, but they run fast, and they nip at the prey, nip and take bites. And
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, that's why they would need as a pack.
Right.
Yes.
And the small, their
Watching-
smaller jaw, they would only allow for nipping. They can't.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
They can't tear it apart.
And so to watch a hunt, watching a hunt is never, as a human being who cares, it's hard to watch a hunt because you know something
Yeah.
is going to
Yeah,
die.
I've seen that too.
And you don't want
I
anything
just-
to die, but that's the circle of life.
Right. Exactly.
This,
Yeah.
this doesn't die. And usually it is a weak or an old, same with African painted dogs. They can't catch the healthiest. They catch
Right.
the weakest.
Right.
Right. Right.
And so it really
Yeah.
does make the herd stronger. And
Yeah, it's like natural culling, right? Survival
Natural culling.
of the
Absolutely.
fittest.
That's
that
exactly
way.
what
Now,
it is.
what is their normal diet, or what do they hunt regularly?
Ungulates.
Carnivores.
Ungulates, small antelope, things like that.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that is big enough to feed part of the pack. Uh-huh.
It'll feed, yeah. And the interesting thing with these dogs is that they call each other. And
I love it.
yeah, they call each other so that everybody comes and eats, and then they bring back and they regurgitate so that the kids,
The children.
yep.
That's like what a
And the
bird
mothers-
does. A bird does it with a baby. Wow.
So, and anybody who cannot hunt, anybody who is hurt or is old, cannot hunt, eats first. They don't
Oh, wow. I love their
I
society.
just love. I knew nothing about this whole social structure. They're really quite incredible.
They're quite incredible,
and they're very respectful of their pack, of their society. That's incredible.
Yes. The most fun thing is to watch them. They during the day, everything sleeps during the day. Africa is hot.
So hot.
They find a tree, they go under, they're all, out, and that's it. And then all of a sudden, somebody will start to move around, Beautiful. It gets to be a little bit later in the afternoon. Somebody will start to get up, prance around, and they want to do this greeting. They want to play. And they make this kind of sound among themselves.
Can you do the sound again? Come on. No, we like that. Can you just do it again? That was good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed that.
It's a funny little sound, but they make it among themselves.
Like a mewing.
They all start to wake up, and then they start to bow to each other and then kind of jump on each other, and they greet each other, and they get each other all revved up in this wonderful greeting.
Yeah, the whole group, the group greeting. Hey.
Yeah. And you can see that they are attached to each other. They're licking each other. Yeah. They're playing with each other. And then they stop, and somebody will get an idea. It's not always the alpha. It's not always the leader. Somebody will get an idea, and everybody takes off.
Wow.
And sometimes they split. But then they'll call each other if somebody's got something. They come together.
Their level of communication, what you're describing, I never thought they were stupid, but this is so sophisticated.
It really is.
And most people wouldn't know this.
It's a level of consciousness that I don't normally associate with dogs.
Right. Exactly. So you've been all over. I wanted to go on your trip to the Panatel. Did I say
Pantanal?
Thank you. I never say it correctly. It's like Pantera, the place you eat at. But the Pantanal, you had amazing animal experiences there. You saw the giant anteater.
We saw
Tim. I can't even begin to tell you.
Giant anteater is exactly that. It's a giant thing.
Can you show us with your arms?
It's probably about 4 feet, 5 feet long.
And the snout.
Wow.
The snout.
Long snout. And it looks like one of those old shampoo commercials with the woman's hair who does this.
You know how it's like moving and waving?
Yeah, it's silky and gorgeous. We saw it just walking along.
Living its best life as the Brick Girl.
That's right. The Brick Girl. It was definitely the Brick Girl.
When you sent that and the way the fur was moving, she sent like a little video. It looked like there were two giant anteaters attached to each other. It was enormous fur moving, and then this long, incredible. These things look prehistoric. Well, they are. They really are, right?
They are. They've been around a long time. Yeah, that was an amazing sighting. And that's the beauty with these trips. You never know what you're going to see. You hope to see it. Wow. You never know. There were also wild horses in the same field, which were amazing
as well.
That also in, what is it, Panatel?
Pantanal.
Don't copy me, please.
Pantanal, where I hung out with Wendy too long. Yes. Pantanal, where is that? Where is Pantanal?
It is kind of surrounds a little bit to the north of the Amazon in Brazil.
Oh, okay. Brazil.
It's near Manaus.
Brazil.
It's near Manaus.
I never would have thought of that.
Manaus is the mouth of the Amazon down there.
Wow.
And it is fabulous.
I imagine it's just teeming with wildlife.
It is teeming with wildlife. It's teeming with gators, which is amazing. And who knew that they bark?
Gators I have never heard a gator bark. Really?
I've heard gators grunt.
It's kind of a grunt bark.
Wow.
Wait, hold on a minute. Tim, what is your experience with grunting
Florida.
gators?
My grandparents were in Florida, so we'd always go down there in the summertime. And oh my God, I've been chased by them. I do not have a good relationship with alligators. They creep me out.
Yes, well,
very few people have a good relationship.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, right.
Relationship, yeah, the best relationship with the gator is they're over there, you're over here.
Yeah, that's good.
And
Yeah.
never the twain shall meet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best.
In
That's the
terms, I know you, a lot of your trips, you have birders on. What kind of birds? Did you see a lot of big, colorful birds?
We saw hyacinth macaw,
Oh,
which
so
are,
they're
yes,
huge. They're
what, a
bright
macaw?
blue. But the hyacinth,
hyacinth macaw.
the face is so, they're so different than the other. They're all one color. They're blue with the yellow around the eyes. And I saw one in Hawaii take a watch off of someone's wrist. And in a matter of 1 minute, took that Rolex and smashed it. The springs were coming out of it. It would, the hyacinth macaw, they have them on perches in the gardens in the hotel.
Uh-huh.
And this woman went over, which she shouldn't have done. You wouldn't have done that.
No, of course
Right. It's enormous. And there he was, and we saw the springs sticking out of the Rolex, and I was like,
What do you?
Brazil nuts.
Yeah,
Brazil
they're
nuts
such a
are
strong beef.
really, that's like your strongest nut.
Yeah,
Brazil nuts
yeah.
are very, very hard. And they cracked Brazil nuts, like,
Right.
you saw them wild. You saw them
Right.
flying.
I saw them wild. They are highly endangered.
Yeah,
because
highly
for
endangered.
years they
And
were
where did you see them? Where did you see those?
in Brazil.
in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, in Brazil. Okay.
Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, what do you?
they're all together. And
What-
and the jaguar. We went down to look at jaguar, and we saw jaguar every day. We were on the river. We lived on the river, and
Oh
this
my
is
God.
where the jaguar lived.
Right.
And
And by the way, they're elusive, because I went to Belize after reading Alan Rabinowitz's book Jaguar. I went there to track jaguar. Saw nothing. Saw a margay cat. She was sending pictures back every day. They saw jaguar. They're very, very elusive. Do you think it's because you had a boat going down the river, or
no,
what
I
do you
think
think it
it's
was?
because
Where
this
you
stretch of
Where
20
you were.
miles of this river have been protected for 25 years.
Uh-huh.
And no hunting. The people who own it have paid off all of the ranchers not to hunt there.
Oh, that's what it
So-
takes.
It is generations of jaguar who know
Amazing.
in this particular area they are okay.
Right. Yeah. That there's no threat. There's no pain. There's no, that it's just a natural environment for them. That's
That is-
wonderful.
It's a natural environment, and the person who did it is an American. It's Charles Munn III. He's an American.
Charlie Munn.
Charlie Munn.
Charlie Munn, yeah.
And he's got kind of a mixed reputation because he does what he has to do to protect the animals. This is
Uh-huh.
all he cares about.
So
He
yeah,
does what
we
he has
need you to
do.
elaborate on that. What are Charlie Munn's actions that have gotten him this reputation?
Well, one of the things is he knows that the great truth and the ugly truth in conservation is if it pays, it stays.
Right.
If you cannot make money, if you cannot
Yeah.
feed your family,
Right. They're going to kill it.
they're going to kill it.
Yeah.
People don't poach because they have nothing to do that
Right.
day. They wake up, oh gosh,
So
I think I'll
true.
just go, blow something away.
Right.
Very few people think that way. Trophy hunters, all right, that's a different
That's a whole
story.
other breed of person.
But-
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like a mercenary.
But
Yeah.
right. But when we're talking about poaching, people don't poach because they have nothing to do.
right.
People poach because they've got to feed their kids. That's
And
the
then
bottom
you're
line.
back
Got a few what?
They have to feed their kids, right?
Oh, okay.
So then you're back to you cannot save these animals unless you find a way to save the people too. And I can't
That's right.
emphasize that enough.
And Charlie Munn is all about that. He's all about making the animals
the most important,
an
valuable.
economic
Yeah.
benefit
Yeah, it's
to
true.
the local people.
Right.
And
But why
so,
wouldn't people support that? That is the only way these animals are going to survive.
because when he has used all of his money, he comes from money,
Yeah.
but he has used all of his inheritance to buy land and preserve it.
How amazing.
Eventually that runs out.
Uh-huh.
And unless you're Elon Musk, eventually that runs out.
Well, what is he doing to
And
help wildlife conservation?
zero,
Okay, we're going to move on from
zero.
there. Right.
But what Charlie Munn has
Yeah.
done is he created these reserves, and then he realized that there are certain people who will pay a lot of money to see these
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
And so, for example, in the Pantanal, he's got a little ocelot that if the ocelot shows up, it gets a treat. If it doesn't show up, it doesn't get a treat. There's nothing out there. But because if it shows up for the guy who's just paid beaucoup money to support conservation and take that picture, it gets a treat. He is persona non grata again within the community, within the conservation community, because he's giving that ocelot a treat.
Right.
Now I can tell you,
a lot of people don't like
a
that.
lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
When we're talking about the jaguar, we saw 15, 20 different jaguar.
Tim, nobody sees this. No one reports back these numbers. Yeah.
And not only did we see them, but we sat in the boat 20 feet away. That thing could have been in our boat in 2 seconds flat. Okay. These are swimming, jumping jaguars. They are wild jaguar. They could have been in the boat 2 seconds. We sat there. We watched them. We watched a young jaguar, about 1.5 years old. They stay with their parents. They stay with their moms for about 2 years. About 1.5 years old, waiting for his mom, calling his mom. Then his mom came.
Can you do the jaguar call for us?
No,
please?
I can't do the jaguar.
Okay, keep going.
I cannot do the jaguar.
She loves sounds.
I do. But we were able to do that because they know that the people in the boat are not going to hurt them.
Right. And they don't associate the people in the boat as food.
Absolutely not. The people
No
in the
reason
boat
to.
are not food. They don't get fed. They don't have food in the boat.
Right.
There is absolutely nothing to make that person any kind of a danger to it or any kind of a benefit.
So we won't attack.
That's wonderful. See, that's how nature should be, is where we just respect each other, have boundaries, no threat, no that. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Love that.
But that's a philosophy that Roberta is putting forth with Destination Wildlife. And she does speak to the converted, because the people that come on your trip, for the most part, it's the same philosophy, or they wouldn't be there.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Every once in a while,
you always get a clunker.
Every once in a while, we get someone. We've had people who want to go out and take the selfie with the lion. They think it's okay until they're educated, and then they come back and they realize,
not a good idea.
Okay, this is. And then we get 1 or 2 that have had to be sent home.
Wait, you did have people you sent home. They wouldn't obey the rules.
I sent 2 people home in the years that I've been doing this because they don't obey the rules. They don't obey the rules. They're a danger to themselves,
to your whole
group.
They're a danger to the wildlife, and they are a big danger to the organization that we're supporting.
It's a liability.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What would those
then
they just wouldn't
disrupting.
listen to anything that you were saying when you said you have to hold back from going near the lions?
A woman, can you believe it? One woman kept jumping out of the vehicle and running after. In this case,
I can't believe you had to
it
deal
was
with
a bird. You know, a bird is not going to hurt her. It was snowy. We were looking at snowy owls.
It was the snowy owls.
Yes, and she kept running across private property. Okay, these are farms. Okay, and because snowy owls breed in the tundra, and what is the tundra? It's flat with grasses. What is a farm in the winter? Flat with dry grass and stuff. So you get snowy owls and stuff there. And she is jumping out of the car, running through a gate that says private property.
Oh,
it's not like she didn't know. I mean, the sign.
But that is so selfish to do to all the other people. I know you have a lot of people with very expensive cameras that come on these things. That is creating a terrible situation for them.
But that's also disrupting the natural balance.
Yes.
Right. And she's breaking the law. She's breaking the actual law of trespassing. She is breaking the rule of respect. She is not respecting. She is just breaking everything. She went home.
She sure did. They just shipped her right out of there.
No,
let's talk about the snowy owl. So I remember when you first decided to put that trip together.
Yeah.
How does one go about locating snowy owls? I know it's not like a massive amount of them. They're they're isolated.
But are they kind of migratory, or do they move around, or do they kind of stationary?
They are kind of migratory. They breed up in the Arctic. They breed on the Arctic tundra.
Oh, wow.
So this time of year, they're in the Arctic. and yes, there's snow, and yes, there are storms, and yes, everything else, but they breed in the Arctic. And then during the worst of the winter, they fly down here. Every once in a while, they get as far as we are, but you're going to see them mostly 1 or 2 on the shorelines.
But there was one in Central Park, Tim, you probably remember, that was 3 years ago.
3 years
We
ago,
never
4
had
years
one,
ago.
and then there he was. Yeah.
Yes. But we went to see them in January. In January, they're still around. And we went to see them in Canada.
Okay.
By the Great Lakes. Oh my God, cold. You can't even believe it.
She does cold. She's hardcore.
Oh my God. And I run cold. I look like the Michelin Man. I'm telling you. I hardly walk. I look like this. Yeah, exactly.
Tim, you should see the clothing, because she does Yellowstone in February also. And they're like this.
Wow.
Okay. And then you've got the giant scope on the camera that you're looking through to see the wolves over there.
I
and
have to say, that's dedication.
Said, nobody gets paid to show up. You're standing out there. And what was it, like 5 below or
5 below?
That was warm. That was a balmy 5 below. Right.
You can get as low as 40 below.
And so horrible.
And there's wind. I mean, we've been lucky the last couple of years. We've dipped as low as about 20, and then it went up to, above 0 and almost to the freezing point, which, I mean, if you get to the freezing point, you're taking stuff off.
Of your 10 layers, you're going to take two.
No, but I'm telling you, that's dedication. I like that.
It is so cool because during the day we go out and we look for the wolves. And there's all kinds of other stuff out there too. There's buffalo and there's bighorn sheep.
You had those bighorn sheep. I remember seeing them.
Moose, all kinds of really good stuff. And then at night, we meet with the people who are the researchers or the documentarians, all kinds of people. This year, we met with a really cool guy who is doing research on, believe it or not, crow speech. So
of course,
crows, of course he is.
Yeah.
So these crows tell each other. Crows have a long history with wolves. And the indigenous people knew that if you want to find a wolf, you look for a crow. And the crows will tell you where the wolves are. The wolves will tell you where the prey is.
Wow.
Very interesting. Yes. So the indigenous people knew this. We are just finally, showing up to the party, figuring this out. But crows, it turns out, have different calls for different things. And
language. Wow.
They have a whole language.
And they do. They have been taught human speech when people have them. They talk. So they already have this ability.
And do you feel that the wolves can understand or kind of have picked up on that?
The wolves for sure know the crows are around. But the crows talk to each other. So there'll be this one crow who's out there looking, right? And kind of a guide crow.
Right.
Kind of looking.
Head crow.
And scouting crow. So he finds a kill, or he just finds a wolf, and he does this certain call. And there's a call for, there is a wolf, I'm following it. There's another call for, there is a kill here.
Fresh kill.
A fresh kill. And the wolves are eating. The crows start to come down.
Wow.
Eventually, the crows or the wolves will be satiated, and they'll go lay down for a while. That's when the coyotes come.
You never know when they're going to show up to dinner. Those coyotes.
Right, the coyotes and the crows. And the funniest thing ever, the crows respect the wolves. They have no respect for coyotes.
They trash the coyotes.
And they pick on the coyotes. They chase the coyotes back. A group of crows will come, and they're like the warriors, and they chase the coyotes back.
Yeah.
And then a group of crows comes and eats while these crows are chasing
That's
back.
amazing.
And fly away.
Again, teamwork.
Another bunch of crows come in and chase these, and they work in relays.
Well, they're like a gang.
Wow.
It's like a gang.
It is a gang, and you don't want to mess with the crow. I'm telling you,
They're that wow,
you
huh?
do not want to mess because they're.
But I wonder if they have language strong enough, like, oh my God, did you see the coat on that coyote?
Right. They look fabulous this season. I saw them at the shows in Paris. Now he's out eating a kill. But it is really amazing how nature works and how their behavior. Now, when someone goes on one of your tours and they see this, you have a speaker at night come and talk about all this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You do like a recap of the day, and
we do both.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a speaker who comes, and they can be talking on any subject. It was interesting with the crows that we had the guy who, we'd been seeing crows for a couple of days with the wolves and everything. And then we had this guy come in. He was one of our speakers. He was on day 3. And he talked about the language. Then we went back and heard the language. And now we can hear
you have a
now we understand.
Yeah.
wow.
That's
it just is mind blowing.
Wow.
So you asked about a list. We do a recap. If you go on a birding tour, a lot of times they will have a list and you do a check off what you've seen during the day. We do that for all of our trips. So you get a little book, and we go at night when we're having dinner. We have our 15-20 minutes, and we check off everything that we have seen.
Nice.
So we can remember it, and it's day by day. So you know what day, because it's just sometimes it is so overwhelming and so exciting. You can't remember if you saw it on this day or that day.
You have to have the checklist. I've seen the serious birders all do that.
Yeah.
I have an overall question for it. Well, 2 questions. One is, you've been all over the world and you've seen, I'm sure, just some of the most awe-inspiring and incredible moments in nature. What was like one of the best moments, and where was that? Like, that was just so awe-inspiring and awestruck. And the other one was, what was one of the more frightening?
All right. The most awe-inspiring, I'll tell you, it's even hard to imagine. The first time I was in Africa, this was many years ago. The first thing I saw, believe it or not, was a giraffe. And I saw a giraffe in the wild, sitting down.
Oh, wow.
The mind plays really strange tricks on you. So my husband and I were in a car by ourselves. We were driving to the point where the safari started. Okay. So we were driving across Namibia, and we were in the Transfrontier Park. And there's this big statue sitting there. And I thought, what a funny place to put a statue.
Oh my God. Right. It was a giraffe.
It's a real giraffe.
A real giraffe.
We stopped the car. Thank God there was nobody around. I'll tell you, I almost cried because
it was so amazing.
It was so amazing. And then it just got better from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he was like, he came from Central Casting. And they just put him there for your viewing. Yeah. Sometimes it's like that. Amazing.
Wolves. The first time I saw a wolf in the wild, that was another time when, you just want to cry. It is. And every year we bring people, and these are people who love wolves. You don't go into 40 below because you have nothing to do.
Right.
Because you want your whole mind and body shocked.
Oh my God.
Can't get cold enough for me.
Really, get up. Okay, please get up in the pitch black at 40 below at 5 o'clock in the morning when you've had no sleep to go stand in the howling wind. What a vacation, huh? Can't beat this. And people do it because they have a passion.
Amazing.
That would be overwhelming. Yeah.
It is. And the first time I put it together, it's because I just needed to go and see a wild wolf.
Right.
And I stood there with some people from the Explorers Club, some women, of course, women. And we stood there and we just cried. And tears are freezing. And
but it's almost like a religious experience.
Yeah, it is. It's a spiritual moment of a connection with nature. Most definitely.
And then the third thing is completely different. We're up in the mountains of Colombia.
Wow.
It is a tooth-jarring experience. The roads are like this. We're on the side of the mountain because there are avalanches and you're going around the avalanche and one wheel is hanging off, certain death. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
It was quite something. And we end up at one of my favorite places in the world now, the El Encanto Nature Reserve, which is a family lodge. It's a family.
This family
was the
has
coffee plantation.
Love
And
it.
during the bad old days, they lost their coffee. They lost everything,
Oh,
including
wow.
some members of the family. But they still were able to keep control of the land. And
Thank
they
God.
have built it,
Yeah.
thank God. They have
Mhm.
built it, rewilded it, so that they've got an incredible number of birds up there. And we went even higher up into the mountains with them. We were sitting in this place and all of surrounded by forest, surrounded by
Gorgeous.
forest.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, I hear saws. I hear, electric, like band saws,
Uh-huh.
like a lot of it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, they're cutting down the forest. Where is this happening? And I'm looking around, and it's not band saws. It's hundreds of hummingbirds.
Can you imagine?
I'm hearing hummingbird wings.
That is incredible. The sound of the
The sound, your
Oh,
mind
Wow.
know where it knows. And what my mind know, we grew up in the city. We hear jackhammers and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
I was hearing saws, but it's not saws.
Can you imagine seeing that many? Well, I mean, if we see a couple here, and we do, but we're happy. But to see that many, is that because this area? And I remember when
Yeah.
you went there, no one's been developing it. That family's been there.
No, because this
Yeah,
was a hotbed of FARC, and you couldn't go in there
It
for
was
40
very
years
dangerous,
because it was very dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I went, a good friend of ours, Elise,
Yes.
says to me, okay, before you go to Columbia, I want you to meet my friend. He was kidnapped 20 years ago and almost killed.
Oh God,
Going to
but
the
he's
same
still
place.
here.
And I said, I don't want to meet him until after I come back. I promise I'm coming back.
Right.
But things have changed.
Yeah.
And people are tired. They don't want that.
I
That
think
was
that's important. What Roberta is saying right now. Columbia is very much open
Very
for
much. Yes.
tourism. They really
Mhm.
reached out to her, this remote family with a coffee plantation. I remember when you put that whole thing together.
It's
They're-
absolutely
Yeah,
fabulous.
Yeah.
and there's a lot of wildlife to be seen there as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The most frightening?
Yeah.
The most frightening. And I'm only telling you because it's the three of us by ourselves. I would never tell this to anybody else. I am a city girl. I grew up in the city. 15 years ago, I could identify a pigeon and that's it. Okay. So I am a city girl. I'm in the mountains of Columbia.
Oh, I remember then this happened.
I'm at the TT Foundation.
Right.
I'm tired. Thank God I was being taken here. I wasn't taking people here. Thank God. We're going up the side of this mountain. I'm tired already. It's wet. It's like half Amazon, half not.
I can smell it.
There is a sheer drop. I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to die. I'm going to die
Right.
going up this mountain. I am scared to death. I am going to die. And I'm step by step. And everybody's saying, did you see that monkey? Did you see that monkey? I'm so busy praying to God.
It's a
to keep
straight
me
drop.
on the
I don't
path
care about the
That's
monkeys.
like 2 inches and filled with rocks and leaves
Yeah.
and everything. We get up to the top. Now we have to come down. There's a little platform. We see the monkeys. The monkeys, TT monkeys are gorgeous with a little cotton top.
So cute.
They're so cute. Now we've got to come down. Again, I'm praying to God that we get down. We finally get down. I didn't embarrass myself. I didn't die, which would have been very inconvenient. Get on the ground. And the picture that I use, the picture that is actually used, that you guys use.
Yeah. I love that picture.
Is right after that. We were now going to plant a tree. I am on the ground, thanking God.
Right. Kissing the ground. She's kissing the ground.
That is that picture. I am so thankful to be alive. That was my most frightening moment.
Okay, but she's not telling the truth 100%. She had another frightening moment. It was a close encounter with a tarantula.
Oh my God.
I forget that.
The tarantula.
I was
this
like,
big. The tarantula.
they grow them big in Colombia. They're
oh my
huge.
God.
Yeah.
So we go into this hotel and it's got 3 walls. You know,
Why bother with a fourth one?
I promise people when they go on the trip, because I'm a city girl, I promise you sheets on the bed. I promise you plumbing, maybe not hot water, but eventually you're going to get plumbing and a decent meal.
No, they are definitely compared to some of the things I've done.
Right.
So yes.
Right.
She's a person to go with. Yeah.
As possible to understand what's going on. It never occurred to me to specify 4 walls. So I go in and I see this curtain along the whole back wall. And I'm thinking, that's very strange. And I open the curtain. Oh my God, it's Amazon beyond the curtain. And I am not happy about this. But the bed has, and I'm thinking, you know, what can come in here? A jaguar,
Right?
Well, anything
monkeys,
could. Right. Absolutely.
anything can come in here. And I'm thinking, they've been in business a while.
No one was
Probably,
killed.
probably not that many
murdered by
people
it.
have been killed here
Right.
because they're still
Right.
in business.
Right.
So I'm holding on to the
Holding
fact
on to that thought.
that not that many people have been killed here, probably.
Yeah.
And I could probably be one of those people who is not killed. This is what I'm holding on to. So we're spending 2 nights there. There's a net around the bed. And remember, like the old Star Trek and everything, the force field.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is like my force
It
field.
is. That's all
Yes,
you have.
right.
This is my
Right.
force field. I sleep. I get up. Fine. Do our day. Get back into bed. I'm thinking 1 more night and I'm out of here. Out of here. This is good. I am all packed.
I survived.
I am all packed and
Uh-huh.
ready. All I have to do is jump out of the bed and
Move
brush
that
my
curtain
teeth
aside and you're ready to leave.
and go. Right. So I get up the next morning and I'm like, I got this. I am so cool. I am so good. I managed to spend 2 nights in 3 walls. I am the coolest thing going, right? And I open my eyes and there is a big spider, like huge,
Who's
on
big?
the net.
Oh.
And I say, no problem. It's on the outside of the net. I'm on the inside of the force field. This is very cool. I get out on the opposite side. I say to myself, let me get my camera, take a picture, and I am out of here. I get my camera. I go over on the other side. That sucker was inside the net. I was
with you,
sleeping
darling.
with a tarantula.
If you were sleeping with them, that's right.
Nobody in the world
Yeah.
moved as fast as I moved to get out of that room.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
And
my
they're
God.
also, I explained to Roberta, they are territorial. And the Belize Islands, there I went to the bathroom and it was a hut, but it had a normal toilet and everything. And they're sitting across from me at 2 a.m. He came down. They come down on kind of like a string, and he's there against the wall like that. And I'm like, okay. And I leave the bathroom, and the next day I said the place was run by the Mbara Indians. And I mentioned to one of them, and he said, oh, you don't have to worry about a thing. They will never hurt you. I'm like, okay, we become very trusting.
Yeah.
And then I learned, the man told me that tarantula was going to be there at around that time every day. And
Wow.
I got to tell you something. I didn't believe it when he said it. God damn it. They have an alarm clock up in the rafters. They set it 2 a.m. between 2 a.m. and like 10 after 2. There he was. And I remember Alan, my late husband, coming in, he's like, the tarantula's back in the bathroom. And I said to him, you do what you need to do. It's his bathroom. He was here first.
Right.
We're just visiting. And that is really to sum up what Roberta just said.
Yep.
It was his netting.
It was his netting.
You
I
were
was
just
out
a
of there.
visitor.
Yeah, right.
And, silly me, I went out and I told our guide, Roger, and I'm keeping my voice down because I don't want to scare anybody, right?
Right.
And Roger is doing.
That was the funniest thing, right?
He thought it was hysterical. I was having a heart attack. He thought it was hysterical.
Now,
But these- Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say one thing that I wanted to mention, again, kind of circling back, was when you were talking about the giraffe, when you saw the giraffe in Africa. It's interesting to me that they are conditioned now to the Jeeps and the cars and the automobiles that are traveling through their environment.
the interesting thing, and you notice it, especially when you're in and then you're out. When you're in that environment and you're in that metal box, the animals know that you're in the metal box. You are not getting out.
Oh,
Nothing is going to happen because you don't get out.
right.
It is
So it's not a threat.
the law. It's not a threat. You're not food and you're not a hunter. You're not getting out. And so the animals stay. This is why you can see lions. We've had lions walk right up to the car. We've had leopards walk up to the car.
It's amazing. They don't care.
The elephants come right up. Well, the elephants can turn you over in a heartbeat, but they don't. They just walk around you. We've had like an elephant river around.
Wow.
It's really amazing.
It's really amazing.
They don't. If you get out, you're prey and you're a threat. And that's a double whammy. Then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
As long as you stay in, no, you're perfectly safe. And you can really tell because you're in this environment and then you cross the line. And from all of these animals here, there is nothing here.
Right.
And we're talking a feet of
that territory.
No, right.
That's the thing with, if we go back to the jaguar, I said that stretch of 20 miles of river has been protected.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, it goes back on either side. So that has been protected for something like 25 years.
They know.
Oh, wow.
So we went up the river to see the maned wolves. We went up the river.
Right, the maned wolves.
And so we're in the river, and we're passing all kinds of animals going up the river. Then all of a sudden, nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
It's like a line of demarcation drawn in the sand. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
It is absolutely.
Tim, I will tell you at night when you're in safari camps, I was in a very small camp with no one else in it. We had a Maasai, not guard. He was actually put in charge to make sure we were okay. But in the morning when I got up, I unzipped my tent and I was on my way to the breakfast tent. And literally not that far from me were probably 30 baboons watching our tent. And I have been told when you leave that tent, you have to make sure you zip it up. And I remember Alan saying, why? Nobody's going to steal anything from us. The only people in there. The stories abounded about people that did not adhere to that. They were watching us the entire time. That had all those eyes on us. They were watching to make sure that we did zip it, because if we didn't, they would have been in there and taken everything.
Oh my goodness.
You saw it.
I saw a
unreal
baboon. I was in a camp in Agrabah's Falls, which is also in the Transfrontier Park. And we were walking. We had been told to be careful of the baboons.
Right.
Now we were in little cabins kind of thing. And, lock your door.
Yeah.
Make sure your windows are
come right into
and locked.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're walking down the path, and the path has some trash cans. Each of the cabins has a trash can in front of it. And each of the trash cans has this humongous lock on the lid of
I would
trash
imagine
cans.
you have to have that.
Okay. And instructions, the steps, how to open this trash can to put your trash in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're walking, and there is this baboon, and it is surprising how big they are.
They're huge and
walking
strong.
in front of us. He's walking about 10,
Casing the
15
joints.
10-15 paces in front of us, and looking back at us. Oh yeah, this guy was smart. And he goes to the trash can, and he very carefully undoes the lock. What does he read? Who knows? He undid the lock.
Probably from watching other people.
Right. They're that smart, though.
We were standing there. We kept our distance. When he stopped, we stopped. He undid. He looked through it. There was nothing that he particularly liked.
Unbelievable.
He put the top on and relocked it. He relocked it.
Stop it. That is just brilliant.
And
that's great.
And we watched him do every single one.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
These
guys are so smart.
The learned behavior that happens from all of us living together, right? Humans and primates. And it's really, really amazing.
Well,
Roberta,
this has been absolutely fascinating.
I love your
the moral of the story is don't get out of your car and go chase snow owls.
Right. Right. And wear lots of layers if you are going to do it.
Yeah.
Real quickly, just share with us what's going to happen next, because I know you're going to Uganda and like
Going
2 weeks.
to Uganda in 2 weeks. We also
Nice.
have a tour going to Newfoundland to see puffins.
They're adorable.
And
Oh my God.
Yes, puffins and whales.
So
they're going to
cute.
be
What are puffins?
Puffins, Puffin.
Puffins.
Yeah, they're the cute little birds. They have like a big beak and they're little.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're like this.
Yeah.
Don't you have a puffin?
You do a great puffin. You do a great puffin.
That's a great puffin.
Yeah, and then they'll be in a zodiac, and they're going to be skirting the shoreline for whales.
When is
and
the
things.
Newfoundland trip? When are you doing
The
that
Newfoundland trip starts next week.
Wow.
Oh,
And,
nice.
And you can't go on that
I can't
because you're
go
going to
because it
Uganda with the
overlaps
other
with
group. Yeah.
Uganda. I'll be going to Uganda. And then coming up,
In the
we've
fall and
got,
stuff,
coming up, we've got India coming up for next year. We've got red wolves, which should
Yeah.
be very, very interesting for next year also.
Wow, the red
we've
wolf.
got some really cool stuff coming up.
So I want you to tell everyone about Destination Wildlife newsletter.
Oh,
That's where it all started.
That's all.
So how do they can subscribe to that? Where can they find all?
Go to www.destinationwildlife.com, spelled exactly the way you would say it, destinationwildlife.com. And the newsletter will pop up. Put your name on it. We don't sell it to anybody. Nobody else sees it.
It's great.
And sign up for the newsletter. Every couple of weeks, we have a story that talks about, conservation of something with fabulous
Wow.
pictures. We've got some fabulous
Tim,
pictures.
it's interesting. It's not newsy, although she'll bring in things about things that are happening in conservation that you'll love to hear about. But it is really, if you want to relax and get your mind off of what's going on.
Well, and also it kind of escape to another world. And
It is an escape.
It is.
It is.
Her newsletter is absolutely beautiful. I hope everybody who's tuning in subscribes to the newsletter, and then you can read about the upcoming trips.
And
also.
again, go to destinationwildlife.com.
Yes.
And Roberta, I just want to say thank you so much for your appreciation of preservation and conservation and just the respect that you have for nature. I'm so grateful for that. You're such an inspiration.
And the fact that you are sharing it with the world is really, people
really
ask
fun.
how can they make a difference? She's making a difference.
Yes,
With
absolutely.
everything you do. Thank you, everybody. You tuned in
just
today. What a great
two quick things. One is we've got a few
we always have our comments at the end. Rose should be on there. There she is. Rose.
Michael Luisi says happy.
Oh my God. Hi, Michael.
Oh, my buddy Adam Lynn. I love Adam.
Oh my God.
Says I didn't. He said Adam Lynn says I didn't know about the painted dogs. That's terrible.
Right. Right.
Suze Genero, a friend of ours who's a designer up in Massachusetts, says hello, dolls. And Rose Trentman, our dear friend Rose Trentman, says hello and greetings. My dear besties, please keep cool. Great idea. I live by my daily checklist.
Daily checklist is important. Benji Bradshaw just wanted to say happy Pride. We love Benji.
Saw him at the march in the march.
Very interesting to hear about the animal kingdom, Benji, right? You'll learn a bunch of things today. It's not just wearing leopard, right? Now we know what they do. And we only wear faux leopard, all of us.
Yes.
Rose said, I love zebras and giraffes. And of course, the
leopard.
And Roberta said, I can live forever listening to Roberta's safari stories. And you know what? We all do. Benji said he agrees. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Great show.
Thank you very, very much, Roberta. This was absolutely, it was enlightening. It was educational. It was fun. It was so heartwarming. Thank you very much.
I want a pension dog now.
Now, firstly, before we go, let me get a quick picture.
Yes, we always take our picture.
Okay, let me see what we're doing here. There we go.
This is a technical.
In 3, 2, 1. And as soon as the preview moves out, we will take one more.
Thank you, Tim. Tim's our techie.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
Cool.
Wonderful. Thank
Tim,
you very much.
Thank you,
thank you, Rose.
Sir. Thank you, everyone who commented today. For anyone out there listening, you know how to find Roberta. The trips really are
amazing, and she's
Yeah.
doing such good, and that's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
Join them.
Yeah.
Have a good one,
Thank
everybody.
you.